Did they have one of me?
I can't remember.
Jeez. That's cold, man.
It was dark in there.
That's a no. It's a fucking no.
I don't think so, but I can't remember. Some of the other ones, I wasn't sure exactly what they were. Mine was at least, like, I could figure out, like, oh, it's me. He was like, you're the witch doctor. I'm like, oh, okay, I see it. And the Zeus was obvious. The other ones were... One of them was just the BTS logo. Not all of them were. Maybe you were just the BTS logo.
I'm just the logo. Alright. I don't know, man.
You're the heart of BTS LD, so it's like... Or something like that. So we're back in the draft here, and...
No, we're in jail.
We're in jail. Production value, here we go. So it looks like the picks will continue on pretty similarly. Or which pick went wrong? Maybe it was just the Coddle.
I'm pretty sure it was the Coddle.
Everything else looking pretty straightforward, though. Same as it was. Ancient Apparition, Lycan for Q, Insane, and Ember Spirit, Sand King. I always want to say Q-Pad. I still have the Q-Pad Red Pandas every time I start off with Q. Yeah, just like Q Insane. I'm just used to saying Q-Pad Red Pandas. That's the only other Q team I've ever casted, I guess. It's not a very common letter to start off a team.
Full faded team.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Well, that did not work. That experiment was not very successful, but some of the players have achieved success since then,
So I'm also curious, just comparing the StarLadder overlay to who's actually in this game. Is not on the list of the official roster, nor is DRMMMU.
that might...
The regular players tagged up differently. I'm having
Well,
trouble.
Equal was on Next.kz, even 2 years ago, so I don't know if he left the team or rejoined, or if one of these are just alternate names for him, to be honest, but...
Okay.
Yeah, he's been a stalwart for the team for a long time. Reeves has also been with the team for a pretty long time at this point, at least a year and a half, I want to say.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Dota Cinema Reeves. But yeah, I guess we're gonna find out which pick was not meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it wasn't the Coddle, because Next.kz or... Well, it's just weird, because the Coddle was... the Coddle was the most recent pick, so it'd be pretty shiesty of Next.kz to be like, oh, we didn't mean to pick that after their opponents picked Coddle.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure.
Every time I see, they're now the Insane Gaming. Basically, any team with Ink Visitor, Chomi, Big Num. I think Doombringer. That's a hero that they've loved to run in the past. Ink Visitor in particular. I know that's one of his favorite heroes. And as much in this season of StarLadder. I remember StarLadder Season 8. It was not even really working for them that well. It was definitely a 50-50. Sometimes they would steamroll with Doom. Other times they would just get steamrolled and...
Were they one of the teams running a lot? The Doom kind of on his own.
If I recall correctly, they did some Storm. Storm was kind of mixed in sometimes. There was a sprinkle of Storm, but Doom was, if it wasn't first ban, every game, first pick, not a care in the world.
I like Doom.
Yeah. So,
Doom's pretty damn good against Lycan as well, if you can Doom him before he gets off the ult. So.
Yeah, so alright, there we go. It will be Bane paired with the Ancient Apparition this time, and Next.kz will grab Shadow Shaman.
So, Next.kz have a lot of crowd control, and this is exactly what you want for Lycan. You don't want the support, so 1, 2, 3, 4 disables already. The Epicenter is still not very relevant here, but... Well, the Hex only sometimes relevant. If he gets off his ult first, then he still runs at max move speed.
Yeah, so at least it stops him from...
Their supports are... Yeah. Their supports are pretty passive, though. Sand King and Shadow Shaman. Sand King's an okay rope. They're going to be focused on just kind of farming in the woods, Sandstorm, trying to get him a fast blink, and they'll need levels on the Shadow Shaman, so...
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Insane, they already picked Lycan, who... I mean, we've seen teams once in a while try to run a mid. I know Liquid tried to run him offlane a long time ago. But pretty much you know he's going to be safe lane. And they'll make up for their slightly weaker laning supports with a Gyro, so if Insane were thinking about going aggressive, which a team with Bane and Ancient Apparition often would, probably...
Going aggressive with Lycan is usually not an ideal scenario as well.
No, the ideal scenario would be if you could run them like safe lane 1v1, but that only works against like a very few heroes. So yeah, with the Lycan, they probably couldn't do it anyway.
Yeah, and it's always interesting to see how different teams run Ember Spirit. Some teams really like him solo mid, other teams prefer him in more of a safe lane role. We've even seen some teams pretty comfortable with Ember Spirit in the off lane.
Really?
Yeah, not very often. I think we saw it yesterday. It was like a duo lane off lane. It didn't work very well, but they gave it a try.
And a decent amount of farm. I'd say the levels are a bit more important, but he needs both, so that's where like mid generally is kind of the ideal scenario for him.
Yeah, that's where I've seen him shine the most, and I think Arteezy has played the most impressive Ember Spirit that I've seen. He's such a bully in lane when he's solo mid. Oh yeah,
what build does he go for? The Max Flame Guard?
No, he goes the opposite. No Flame Guard.
The Sing Sing build, where you get the searing chains and the Slate of Fist.
Up the searing, at like level 3 he'll go level 2 searing chain, so he'll just hop in, connect with the bolas, and he just harasses people out of lane.
That is really strong if you have good roaming supports, which actually Next.kz kind of do with Sand King. So it's where if you're insane gaming, you may want to pick a more sure, the Shadow Shaman's not a very good roamer, but if they're not going aggressive, then the Sand King and Shadow Shaman will be free to roam. They won't have to worry about defending Gyro, so that's where you want more of a if you're cyber gaming or insane gaming.
Yeah, as Merlini and I have been talking about, the question is who actually can stand up against the Ember Spirit. So far, we haven't seen anybody that can. I mean, he's a very high skill cap. Skilled if they're not quite as experienced with the Ember Spirit, but we have really yet to see Arteezy get shut down in the mid lane.
What heroes has he played against so far?
Oh god.
I think Puck's a pretty good choice against Ember as well.
Puck isn't bad. You
can phase shift dodge his Sleight of Fist Searing Chains combo.
It ends up being kind of a skill lane. Yeah.
The silence is also. If Ember's, I'd say, weakest against silences early to mid game. Sure, maybe late game you build a BKB, but it's normally not until your third or fourth item you want to get like some players like Battle Fury, although I think it's less and less common nowadays. I know Havost has tried Maelstrom, but it's not a BKB first carry, so that's where Puck is really strong.
Yeah, that's true. The hard part in lane is just the range on Sleight of Fist, how far back he can sit and still harass, and that's where that phase shift comes in. If you can phase shift it, you're in good shape. If not, you're going to be having a bad time.
Yeah, it is a little bit difficult though, because the order that the creeps get hit from the Sleight of Fist, it depends on like which way you're facing and like the angle you have towards them. But it's pretty much, it's not technically random, but it basically is random. Like you can't really tell which one it's going to hit first.
Yeah.
So.
Final choice for Next.kz. Looks like he will be slated for a solo role. Probably.
I see what you did there. Slated for a solo. Nicely done.
Probably in the offlane. Ember Spirit looking like their mid hero, and then the defensive tri lane. Probably safe lane. I don't think they'll aggro try, but you never know. Gyrocopter, Shadow Shaman, and Sand King. This is kind of the only position I think Centaur shines at. If he can get a 1v1 match in offlane, I think it's
Radiant team pick.
Against dual or tri lane, generally. Because generally Centaurs will take return at harass him, because you hit him, you start losing a bunch of HP as well.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to harass him, which means then he gets into the lane, he gets experience. But this game he's up against Ancient Apparition, and Ancient Apparition crushes Centaur, because all you do is you use Chilling Touch, you start right-clicking him, and you don't even care about much more.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they have Bane, and Bane, like in this tri-lane for Insane, assuming they go defensive, they can actually kill Centaur. Lockdown, so offlane Centaur, sometimes very resistant to harass, but this is a game where he'll need to be quite careful.
Yeah, he's kind of a strange hero right now in our current meta, and it's like he's not bad, but I struggle to see where he fits in some games. Some teams sort of try to throw him in willy-nilly, and we'll see how it works for Next.kz here. They will start with a 5-man train through the Radiant jungle. It looks like they do want to keep their pole camps safe. And, well, they will have Nyx in the off lane, and he does have a ward, and he almost walks into trouble. He'll go ahead and throw it down right here, kind of that entryway into the jungle. Won't be too concerned with blocking camps, just looking for some intel, and He's going to get counter-warded straight away. Q Insane not off to a good start here, LD. Well played.
Well played, indeed. Easy. Well, there we go. So, on the Radiant side, I guess, we can introduce Next.kz. We've got Drumu playing the offlane Centaur, who could have a very tough game. Solo mid will be Whatafaka. What a name that is on the solo mid Ember. Goes for a similar skill build as our... Oh boy.
That was a little louder than intended.
Our speakers are like blasting right now at the studio. But yeah, Mantis, your safe lane gyrocopter. Long-time carry player for this team. Equal the support Shadow Shaman, and top lane there will be a double damager and picked up by Drumu, but this will mostly expire by the time he gets slain anyway. And Reeves will be playing that support Sand King. Oh, and if I didn't mention Equal on the Shadow Shaman.
Yep. And on the Dire side,
and they're already smoked up actually.
We've got Team Q Insane, and yeah, that will be Inquisitor on the Bane, who is smoked up alongside Judo on the Ancient Apparition. Uh-oh, is that us or is that? Look, the server.
Oh boy, might just be our connection to it.
Yeah, alright. And looks like Whatafaka will be in some trouble to get things started. Nightmare. There's the chilling touch, and a few more right clicks. See ya!
Oh my god, that's so much damage. And this is where Ember Spirit has one armor, is Rushing Bottle, doesn't have Orly Stout Shield, which is the standard Ember build, but easily brought down early game. He's quite squishy, so I think this is the best way to deal with Ember. You want to pick a strong 1v1 hero who can take him. Puck certainly can. And when you give him a first blood like that, it'll get a lot easier. So, good start for them. And they could go top and potentially kill the Centaur, although right now he's got an Observer, so he'll see everything they're doing. And they're going to miss on their first Sentry Ward here.
Yeah. So, well, not a bad way to get the ball rolling to try and shut down the Ember. That was that Howl mixed with Chilling Touch. Oh, boy. So, here we've got Q Insane on the Dire side. Big Num will be in the safe lane. Lycan just farming away up top. We've already seen these two supports have a pretty big impact. Judo and Ink Visitor. In the mid, it is Chomi playing on Puck. And in the off lane, we've got Tron, a.k.a. Tapo. He's tagged up as a stand-in, even though he's part of the official roster. He's playing the Nyx Assassin here in the off lane.
He's going to try and just leech experience from the low ground, and they are doing the double pull, so he'll get some. He's also checking the 2-minute rune, so kind of convenient for him. Centaur's going for the 2-minute rune as well, but uh-oh, Ink Visitor's here with the sleep. I don't know if they can kill him, though.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to bother.
There will be an AA considering rotating, but no, they won't be able to get there in time and set it up. And Centaur is just a whole nother beast. He is much tankier than the Ember Spirit in the early levels, so it won't be quite as easy to right-click him down.
Yeah, don't underestimate Chilling Touch, though. They can definitely kill him, especially if he gets caught near the wave, and can early point in. So, yeah, this tri-lane is still very scary. Yep. Also, Nick's got an Invisor in bottom, and he's using it to leech a lot of pull experience, so pretty big win here for Tipo.
Too much from this Ogre camp, as none of them actually didn't get anything from that Ogre camp, as none of them died. Still sitting level 1, but he's doing a good job moving around, and most importantly, avoiding death, as every good offlaner should. Up top, Big Num, as well as Druma, are going blow for blow, and he wants to try and commit to this Lycan. I'm not sure this is going to work out for him. Yeah, Salve comes out for Big Num, and Judo, now he's actually taking some damage. This Centaur is scary, and he picks up a kill on the Ancient Apparition with that double edge. Now they're looking for a counter kill here, and they will find it. Bane comes in with a Brain Sap, and they will make it a 1-for-1. A pretty solid exchange for Q Insane. Ancient Apparition for the Centaur.
Actually dropped another sentry bottom. They were trying to find the Nyx while this was going on, because they know I guess they knew he had the Invisor in, but not, oh, you know what? I think he actually body blocked a camp, so they thought one of the camps got warded, but indeed not the case. And so, well, Nyx is doing. Centaur already level 4, gets us kill on the support, or actually on the Lycan, and oh, no, sorry, it was the Ancient Apparition, and is getting just a lot of experience, whereas the Nyx is mostly being shut down by the triple pull.
Pardon me, he just now hit level 2, but only 1 creep kill under his belt. He is definitely struggling a bit. In the mid lane, it looks like Ink Visitor considering making another rotation towards Whatafaka, standing on the high ground. This is going to be a difficult gank without the Ancient Apparition, though. Flame Guard build, so very aggressive, 2-3-0 at level 5. And in terms of last hits, Puck's still getting the better of him. 24-7 versus the 13-1 Whatafaka. momentum over the Ember Spirit. Just shut him down and grab a first blood, and that really makes Puck's life a lot easier. Has bottle and boots up. Ember Spirit still without boots. There you go. He'll pick him up right now, but Puck's already found an advantage with that movement speed.
Centaur a lot like how Ice 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 does for DK, where you just kind of spam your double edge, you max it early on, and just every time that the enemy hero comes in lane, you have such high strength that you can get away with spamming it and still trade pretty favorably, even against Lycan, who's got 777 health. 900 nearly, so yeah, effective trading. And once you get Tranquil Boots, you just double edge, you back off, you let the Tranquils regen you up, and you slowly drive them out of the lane. But at the same time, Lycan's gonna have a Vlad soon, so it's not the biggest deal in the world.
Quite early game here, 2-1 at the 5-minute mark. Down bottom, Tron will be in a little bit of trouble. Mantis with the Rocket Barrage will proc a spiked Carapace, but no kill will come out of it. Tron will be able to waddle back safely to his Tier 1 tower. FaZe Boots already up on the Gyrocopter, who is also just about to hit level 6. In terms of last hits, he is dead even with the Lycan. They're both just a couple shy of that 30 last hit mark, and there's your Morbid Mask. So Vlad's first on the Lycan, no big surprise there, LD.
Lycan, once he gets Vlad's, normally you'll see a support kind of take over the lane. He can go woods, he can also rotate towards Roche at level 7. And that's one of the benefits of the heroes, just that he can make your overall team laning more efficient. Kind of like running a jungler, you just don't do it from the start. Inquisitor is rotating bottom while this is happening, and for Insane right now, Sand King just hit level 2, and they've spotted this out earlier. The Knicks saw them stacking a bunch of camps, so ideally they'd like the Puck to just hit level 7, start ganking those creeps, because right now Sand King's level 2. He's very underleveled, but if they clear off these stacks with Gyro and Sand King, then suddenly he'll be caught up and maybe even well on his way to his Blink Dagger.
King, he can kill stacks, compliments of that Sandstorm. It takes him a while, but he can do it to get some of that. A big burst of...
That hero's just so much more viable now, in general, because Blink doesn't cost any mana, so you can rush it. As we do see a TP out from the Ember, he's just going to go base and then come back to his Spirit. It doesn't cost mana, so you can rush the Blink Dagger, and he can jungle a lot more efficiently, because the AoE on Sandstorm is 550 at all levels. So he's a much more viable support nowadays.
Look how much damage that does to the Puck. One rotation takes him down to half health. He does have a double damage rune on as well as House, so Puck hitting very hard right now, about 170 a pop.
Up here, they might be able to kill him with a snub. He's going to Spirit out.
So if he had connected with Bolas there, Chomi could have been in a little bit of trouble perhaps. He would have been forced to phase shift, but...
Much as Ember, he's a glass cannon though. You look at his base armor, he's still got 3 armor and 800 health. Pucks and Bane have a ton of nuke damage, and when you go this build, you don't actually have Flame Guard, so you're much more vulnerable to being burst down.
Yeah, especially against all that magic damage.
So, your Lycan's actually leveling up Hal. Normally you'll see the Wolves get max, but this is an interesting adjustment in build. Seems like they just want to help the Puck be a bit stronger in the solo mid role, and I think he needs the help against the spam of Sleight of Fist. So we'll have to see how it works out though, because this will slightly delay any ability to do Roche, and the Lycan's jungle will be slower with this build compared to if he just max Wolves and took more points in the passive early on.
Yeah, more commonly we've seen Hal level 1, and then it's just that value point that they hang on to until the later levels, round 9, 8 or even more. So it's a nice change of pace, but like you said, it will slow down Lycan. Just a pinch though. He's doing just fine. He is sitting level 7. He's now moved into the jungle, so that'll make the entire team efficiency a little bit better for Q Insane. Creeps Nyx will now take over the mid lane as Puck is roaming about, continuing to control runes and actually bottle crowing a little bit here. Also a smoke in the inventory of the Puck. And speak of the devil, we'll go ahead and use it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Rotation down bottom, perhaps, and try and set up a kill onto this Gyrocopter.
Yeah, FaZe Bassi, nothing else yet. Hasn't bought Ogre Club or Drums. He is very squishy, so if he gets caught, he's definitely dead.
Yeah, supports aren't really inbound either.
And they're being greedy in the woods. Just this is where you run Sand King. Can be punished by rotations like this.
Yep. And here you go. Nightmare to set it up. There's the orb. Waning Rift. This will be an easy kill coming out for the Dire side. Gyro takes a spill, but he spent basically all of his gold before he went down. So not the worst thing in the world.
at the same time, they get the kill, but just look at the Sand King. He just cleared out a triple stack. He's going to hit level 4 and stack over here, and they'll be mostly caught up in terms of support levels. Definitely a good kill on Gyro, but Next.kz can win in terms of a far more... Just their supports are more efficient, mainly because of the Sand King pick, and Gyro's good at clearing the stacks too, so... I like the rotation from Insane, just want to keep it up every time the puck's hold is up.
Yeah, this is just easy peasy for the Sand King here. It's amazing how easily you can kill creeps with this.
He was level 1 when the enemy supports were level 3, and he's already almost caught up.
Yeah. There will be more rotations coming out. Equal will actually rotate to the mid on the Shadow Shaman and grab some experience. So him and Nyx are both a little bit under-leveled here. Both of them trying to grab their level 6 as well. Vendetta coming out, just a couple of creeps.
Centaur on top.
Yep. Oh, there we go. Stampede forward, looking for Judo, but actually won't find it. Now Lycan pops the shapeshift, and perhaps looking to chase him down, but won't dive the tower.
I don't know what the Lycan's plan there was. Maybe he thought the Centaur was going to commit to a kill, but he just got baited into wasting his ult, which has a pretty long cooldown early on. Oh, top rune. Jaunt away.
Yeah. So Ember Spirit now level 8. He does have his phase boots complete, an empty bottle right now, but going back to farming, he's still pretty lackluster. Puck sitting around the 4K mark in net worth, and Whatafaka only at about 2.7, so he's still struggling quite a bit in farm.
The Sand King is smoked up top as well. It looks like they want to kill the Lycan, but he's not showing himself just yet.
Sand King, and there's Equal as well, so this could be pretty surprising for Q Insane, but they won't move into lane. Big Num has scattered out with Wolves.
And they know his ult's on cooldown because he just wasted it, so this is a much easier kill than it normally would be.
Yep. Although unfortunately they'll fall before they get much intel about where these supports are. Lycan will luck out a little bit here as they won't move into this easy camp and try and pick him off. He'll go ahead and scout it out with the Wolves. He sees Reeves, and now feels a little bit more safe as he has that valuable scouting information. That's part of the problem with Lycan as well in terms of his power right now, is how easy it is to scout with the Wolves.
Just don't die. If they ever get low, you just back them off. They have that ridiculous 15 HP a second regen, I believe it is, and yeah, they heal up very quickly. So he's scouting someone in the woods now. They just use Ancient Apparition ult, though. I don't think they can kill Reeves, but maybe they can steal some of these creeps. Yeah, that would be pretty shiesty. Up some sort of a gank either mid or bottom, and then transition into a tower push or a Roshan attempt off of that, because that's really where they're strongest. Sand King's Blink is coming fairly soon, and bottom lane.
Yep, Mantis could be in some trouble here. Nyx has been deaded up. He does connect with the backstab and Pale on the mark, but the follow-up isn't there. AA ultimate will actually connect, but just...
Yeah, if Bane left the lane, he would have just backed, and he didn't have a smoke there, so they kind of just couldn't kill him.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Still, if they harass him back, they force him to walk back to the well. But Bane will continue to free farm for now, and most importantly, get that valuable experience. He is just about to hit level 7. Double damage rune picked up here at the 12-minute mark for Whatafaka on that Ember Spirit. That hero.
I am a little curious to see what the Lycan goes for this game. Looking at Big Num, he actually goes Treads, but this feels like a mandatory BKB game. Every single hero is very scary on Next.kz in terms of magic damage. He's going to go towards the Roche Pit with his Wolves. He just drops a Remnant here, so going to be hard to sneak a Roche against them. And the Wolves are giving good intel. Do they actually have to go on this? They don't have the Puck Blink Dagger yet. Actually only 300 short. But if they can find where these supports are and they see they're not bottom, it'll be a very easy kill. And speaking of which...
Backstab from the Vendetta, Impale, Orb. Easy peasy, they'll pick up a kill on the same
mid lane. They're trying to dive here. Oh, they go in with the Sleight of Fist. I think it's too far to dive, though.
Stealth damage rune still sitting in the bottle of Whatafaka, but there's a rotation from Big Num. Ink Visitor's here as well. He has Fiend's Grip available, and that'll be enough for Next.kz just to back out. And that kill will secure the Blink Dagger for Puck.
That's a big deal. Also, Ancient Apparition ult is back online. Tipo's going to have his ult in 20 seconds. Good fight, get some kills, take the tower mid, and then they can go Roche. And with Next.kz having 2 heroes top, if they show anybody...
Ooh, there's a Fiend's Grip on Whatafaka. Another easy kill coming out for Q Insane. Some serious momentum for our Dire side, now leading 5-1 at the 13.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
be their first win. They're 0-5, but they're playing well so far. In terms of gold, they're a little bit ahead. Experience going slightly the way of Next.kz. Next.kz also have wards. They're not dropping them top yet, though. Maybe they want to try and force a tier 2 or at least some teleports back. And looks like Insane, even with the Lycan, just can't.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they will clear out this tower without...
But speaking of Lycan, he is Roshing right now.
The medallion, he can still do it. It's just a matter of the timing.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It's definitely a bit more risky.
Oh, he is going to get scouted, though. And even though his team's here, he's got to be careful about Ember just jumping in and snatching the Aegis, which he can certainly do with a Remnant.
And there's that first Remnant. The team is around.
Where did it go? It, like, disappeared?
No, it's probably just the graphics, so I guess you see it right there in the middle of the...
Oh, okay. I'm just blind. Yeah, it's like in the wrong spot.
Very well, will fall, and hops in. He's picked up by the Radiant on both sides. Quick kill on Lycan. Puck gets cleaned up as well. Counter kill coming out on the Ember Spirit, and looks like... Equal joins the fray. Judo falls, Mantis with the call down. This is a huge contest coming out from Next.kz. They will wipe up most of Q Insane. Inkvisitor, the only one left alive, and perhaps not for long. Drumu continuing to pursue, looking for a hoof stomp. Won't have it for another few seconds. There's the Nightmare. They will back off, but wow, Next.kz get the last hit on the Radiant. They take the Aegis, not even technically a snatch. They just took it for themselves.
They got the Roche kill and the Aegis. That was outrageously risky. The Remnants give you vision. There was a Remnant in the pit. They knew they were Roshing, and they just went ahead and tried to do it anyway. I don't think they knew the Centaur had gotten Blink, because I think he just picked it up right before that fight. But bottom lane, Gyro trying to TP out.
Will died to the puck.
He broke the coil when he TP'd back. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's not much you can do in that situation. But
yeah,
the Remnant being in the pit, that was so risky for them. Sure, they've got an Observer Ward here, but I think the main thing was they didn't realize Centaur had Blink, because they figured, alright, it's so low, we can just finish it before he runs in. And if he didn't have Blink, they would have gotten it, but with the Blink there, it just completely changed the equation. That was a big play from Drumu,
yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
And down bottom, Tron will go ahead and engage on What a Fucka, but oh wow, he'll run in just in the nick of time, which will keep him alive. That Impale would have been on the mark. Shomi was inbound with an Orb and Waning Rift available. So well played by What a Fucka. Now Puck will grab the 16-minute rune, haste that gets thrown up in the bottle. Game on our hands, but that kill score is a bit deceptive. Next.kz with a 3,000 gold and experience lead here.
Insane's lineup is not really built to team fight without a massive item advantage. Their lineup's all about just getting pickoffs, whether it's from Fiend's Grip, the next assassin throw the Ice Blast on top of it, and then Lycan split pushing, and even bottom lane.
Yeah, we have a opened up Centaur who blanks it over. He does use the hook stomp on the Nyx, takes a spike Carapace, but it doesn't matter. What a Fuck is there with plenty of damage. Puck hops in to the Retry, Orb trying to finish off the Centaur. AAO will be off the mark, and Puck does get killed. Now Judo's in big trouble. Next.kz are just doing too much damage. That's a 3-0 here in the bottom lane.
Really ambitious play. They can't even get a tower trade out of this. They're running safe lane Lycan, and they have yet to take the safe lane tier 1.
And Big Num baiting out a little bit as Mantis takes a Fiend Grip to the face. Port's coming into the tower, but they're just taking too long. Fiend's Grip almost not enough, but he has the Brain Sap, and that will finish off Mantis as he starts to get away. The Port's just a bit too slow, and well, Q Insane will find a solo kill up in the top lane, but if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, so, I mean, basically Q Insane running the ganker lineup and just losing and getting forced into team fights, and of course losing those team fights. That's really the issue for them. They had the one good puck rotation, then sat back, waited for the Blink Dagger, and then kind of rolled the dice on the Roche attempt, where it was not a high percentage Roche by any means. There was a Remnant in the pit, and 5 enemy heroes were alive. So they just took too long to commit to it. They didn't have the medallion,
and not just a kill rush, obviously Lycan can do it, just speed-wise to lower that risk. The longer you're in the pit, the risk.
It's a very cost-efficient item in general, and like the amount that it accelerates your farm, even just farming, say, Ancients or bigger creeps, it's worth it, because it'll make you farm that much faster. You could just sell it later if you need to, so...
Yeah.
If he's not going for it, one of the supports should be. I think it's a core item to have on a Lycan team, but... well, they're still not going for one. I guess they're just gonna skip it at this point.
Yeah, Lycan will just go Vlad straight into Next. Necro book complete in the safety deposit box. Still needs the courier to deliver the last pieces. There will be a kill set up here on the Mantis. No Fiend's Grip available for another 12 seconds.
So scared to fight right now. Next.kz have triple Blink Dagger and Gyro with the BKB coming in like 150 gold. It's just not possible unless Next.kz really throw the fight.
They are just doing so much damage right now, and once that BKB comes out on Gyro, I'm not sure what they have to try and deal with him. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. And show me, he'll actually get caught by equal. There's the chicken. Could be enough damage to finish off Puck. Yep, there it is. Won't even be able to hop to the orb. They'll also grab a kill on Bane in the fray.
Next.kz has triple Blink Dagger, and the Ember actually missed his initial Searing Chain Sleight of Fists. They have 4... isn't trying to defend your tower, it's just asking to die.
Yeah. Especially when there's a Shadow Shaman with a blink like that. I mean, it's so easy for him to initiate. Just turn you into a chicken. There was some space created in the top lane, though, and Lycan did take out the top tier 1 tower. So.
Yeah, he's playing it correctly. He needs to be split pushing while the rest of the team either smokes and goes for ganks and pickoffs, or just straight up tower defense, but... completely negates them at least getting a tower trade.
Yeah.
Because now it's a tower trade and you gave up 2 kills, so... you can guess who comes out on top there.
AA ult to the face. Oh, just barely off the mark. Nyx Assassin Vendetta up, looking for an opening, but Mantis will take good positioning into trees by the tier 1 tower here, and won't give Nyx that easy opening.
Good map awareness. You see the H-Apparition ult fly in seemingly like out of nowhere, and you pretty much know the Nyx is hunting you, so...
yeah. Well, he saw the Nyx as well. When he came up the hill right here, Nyx stunned him, so...
okay.
He knew Nyx was around, had already harassed him back. Very smart play, though. And recognized that Nyx would try and cut him off and sit somewhere around here where Nyx would have to walk through the tower to come in range and stun him. So definitely good positioning from Mantis there.
Team running Lycan still has 1 tower.
Yeah.
That's really... you run this hero to take a lot of early towers and map control off of it, and... from Puck early, and the smoke gank level 1 mid, and that was pretty much it. They didn't really make many other efforts to gank. They waited for the Puck blink, but... they should have just tried smoke ganks more. They have Bane, Ancient Apparition, a lot of good damage, and well, both teams are on the prowl here.
Yeah.
Next.kz, 4 heroes bottom.
Yeah, they're smoked up, hungry for blood, and this really is the game of blinks. There are now 5 blink daggers out on the field, 3 on the side of Next.kz, and Nyx Assassin will be the last one to join the party on the side of Q Insane. Him and Puck, the 2 blink carriers, so... across the board, we'll see if Next.kz can catch someone off guard. And it's not looking like it.
Look at these aggressive wards. They are going to find somebody in a second here.
Uh-oh, Judo. Wrong place at the wrong time. He'll get dropped in a matter of seconds. Not even enough time to react. They will find a kill on the support. But you're right about these wards. Radiant outside of Roche, right here in the mid lane, front of the tier 2. And then they've got one here as well, kind of on the other side of this medium camp. So they've got a lot of intel just about the map, and now they'll take the tier 2 tower down bottom with those mass serpent wards.
And they're going to try and defend mid. Centaur jumps in.
First strike, the tower will not get denied, but it looks like they'll grab a couple kills to make up for it. Chomi will be the first to go down. Now the Fiend's Grip comes out on Drumu. Reeves doesn't have a Burrow Strike for another 2 seconds. He'll be forced to watch his buddy die, but now Tron takes the Burrow Strike. Nightmare comes out. Where's the support? And that's a Shadow Shaman. Other shock to finish him off. Now Inquisitor. He's in big trouble as What a Fuck joins the party. Flame Guard now level 3. Plenty of damage on the Bane. It will be a 1 for 3 and a tier 1 tower.
Force the issue are very dangerous places. They try to force the issue at the tier 1 still being up, and Next.kz had already taken the tier 2 bottom like a good 8-10 seconds before that. So you can pretty much expect they're all coming in to defend / kill you. So Lycan was pushing top during that time, but Gyro pushed out the lane. They couldn't take a tier 2, and every time they go for a tower trade, they're giving up a lot of kills. That's not a winning recipe.
Yeah. Copter, and there's actually a gem on the Sand King who appears to be working towards a mech, has the recipe, and...
Oh, that was actually the Centaurs, I think, and he died. Bought by the Shadow Shaman, but yeah, did get passed around a bit.
And Ember going for a BKB. He's not too far off the mark.
Ember?
Yeah, Ember.
Oh no, he's going Battlefield.
Pardon me, Battle Fury, that's what I... Too many B's. BF is what I was picturing in my head. Yes, Battle Fury.
God. Some item that starts with a B. It's okay. That was close.
I needed more caffeine this morning, LD.
Well, you've got like you guys can't see on camera, but Andrew's got like a nice spread of drinks here before him, but he hasn't actually used any.
Smoothie, water, Red Bull.
They've seen this Bane in the woods. Uh-oh. Yeah. Carl.
There's the Stampede forward. The blink forward as well. They won't be able to catch him. Good map awareness from Q Insane, recognizing that they could be under heavy assault, and they will back up to the tier 2 tower in the top lane. Arcane's Ogre Club, but just the item progression is kind of non-existent for Q Insane right now. They haven't picked up a new item in a while, unless that of the Necro 3 that Lycan was just able to grab.
They're trying to make something happen top here.
He'll get engaged on by Big Gnome. There's the Howl, Necro unit, doing some damage, but just creating space, buying time. The tier 2 tower in the mid lane fall. Now Ember Spirit joining the party. Fire Remnant forward. Searing Chains come out, and Big Gnome, he will just pull it back to safety until the push gets completely repelled. Necro unit will get finished off by Whatafuck as well. Nice 200 gold bounty in his pocket. The rest of the team now joining the party. They want another kill. They'll find Chomi. He'll get turned into a Orb. Eagle actually taking quite a few tower shots. Still died in the Dire, but
well, they still can you say overkill? I don't know if they needed to epicenter that, but they did also lose the Shadow Shaman, but Puck died first. Yeah. No, actually no, he died second. So I guess he got the experience. It's still a support Shadow Shaman, not worth the trade.
Yeah. Oh, Impale off the mark from Tron down to the bottom lane. As the glyph comes out, Mantis will be able to keep this tower.
Is he gonna blink in and try and get the last hit?
No.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
They're trying to sneak Roche again. I don't think the Lycan's been spotted, but already Next.kz they're sending towards the pit.
Yeah.
It's so easy for them to scout too. With Ember, you just throw Spirit in there. And... Well, but they might not have written the time down for expected it to spawn this early, because they're not actually here yet.
On the Centaur, Battle Fury complete on Ember, and also that Helm of the Dominator now in the inventory of the Gyro. Fire Remnant in the pit, they will scout it out. Oh man, maybe they were just toying with the Lycan that whole time, or it was just convenient timing, but Roche at about 20%, they will scout it out. Big Num is gonna go back in.
Oh my god.
Wow. Alright, here comes the Centaur. And Lycan will be forced to all push, drop to the Dream Coil. Centaur actually taking a lot of damage. Will use positioning, they'll be able to use those for damage on Roche, as well as heroes. Mantis in the pit, just trying to finish off Roche. Takes the Berserk in big trouble. They'll finally attack. They'll grab the Bane, and actually Sand King will get picked off as well, as will the Gyrocopter.
Puck's waiting to try and steal the Aegis from the side. I don't know if he can. Mantis has BKB here. No, he's just gonna...
Just beautiful placement on those wards. Shadow Shaman managed to stay alive, but they were doing damage. They helped zone people out of the pit, and then as soon as they had space, it made for a very easy Roche kill. So once again, it will be killed by the Radiant, and Aegis will go the way of Gyrocopter.
Man, to think that they were leading 5-1 and they were actually ahead in gold, even on experience.
Yeah.
But they threw this game in a hurry. That Roche fight, you go back to the original fight, it was so ill-advised. They saw the Spirit come in the pit, and they kept on trying to take the Roche. Bottom lane, Judo.
Yeah, he's in big trouble. Whatafucker will find a very easy solo kill, and he'll just be able to fire Remnant back to safety. That is... It is just a little ridiculous. He can hop in, get an easy kill on a support, and then just scoot back to safety without a care in the world.
Morphling does the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. He can do the same thing, but Ember Spirit is a little more spammable with his escapes.
Yeah, that is true, but...
Equal. Alright, Shadow Shaman will get picked off trying to throw some wards down here, it looks like.
He is very elusive, but Puck should be able to shut the hero down. The problem is just that... this game. But a hero like Puck, Skywrath Mage, I mean, there are definitely heroes that can deal with Ember.
You think, like, equal skill, Puck should be able to straight shut down Ember? Like, Arteezy versus Arteezy, Puck versus Ember Spirit? Do you think the Puck comes out ahead?
No, I don't think you shut him down in the lane, necessarily. It's more like in the mid-game, a good silence initiation will shut down Ember Spirit.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not saying that Puck outlanes Ember that hard.
Yeah, because I definitely don't think so.
But more just, if you have the proper crowd control, mainly instant silences, you can deal with the hero in the mid-game for sure. He's still pretty squishy. Even now, he's got 1300 health and 6 armor, and that's with the drums. That's a very killable hero. Like, sure, you've got the Flame Guard, but physical damage in particular is what you want against Ember, and they have it with Lycan. There's too much crowd control on XKZ. If they go on Ember, then the Sand King comes with the Blink Burrow Strike. There's also the Pipe from the Centaur to help keep them alive. There's so much crowd control that it's just...
Yeah, he's definitely squishy, but getting to him is the hard part with the Fire Remnants, and also just how much damage he can put out in such a large area from reasonably far away with the Sleight of Fist.
Well, they might get caught here. Here comes a Gyro in the front lines. He's got Aegis and Eagle Song.
They're going to find it. Could be Ink Visitor. He is one of the nearby heroes. There's the AAO. Will scout it out. That will stop the blink on the Centaur at least to buy them some time. Insane, they'll just back up to safety.
Meanwhile, Ember just farming the enemy Ancients from over the river. Yeah. The main thing that I think is really strong with Ember is the Searing Chain Sleight of Fist combo, just because you can initiate safely from ultra-long range.
Yes, exactly. And then on top of that, if that wasn't low risk enough, then he has Fire Remnants he can put down to scoot back to or to scoot into, or hell, he can just use all 3 of them at the same time for even extra burst.
Oh, they're going to mid, big smoking on the big gnome.
And there's the Centaur Stampede. Click forward, big gnome. He is in big trouble here. Plenty of damage coming out. And put him in place. 5 of Next.kz, but they stopped that Lycan from getting away.
Yeah, now Next.kz, really strong in the 5-man clashes right now, and gonna be able to force one. Lycan's not split pushing. Insane will have to defend this. 2.
Yeah, this is difficult right there.
They're up against not only a big team fight lineup, but a Pipe, a Mech, and a BKB on the carry.
Yeah, this
and triple blink initiation. Like, just watch out if you're Bane.
Ag Scepter up on the Ancient Apparition, so his ult will be doing a bit more damage, but I'm hard pressed to believe that will be enough. There's in big trouble. He gets hit by both bombs. Gyrocopter finishes him off. Mass Servant Wards have already come down, doing some serious damage to this Tier 3 tower mid. And Mantis taking some damage, but again, he does have the Aegis. Also a Butterfly complete, so he can afford to be a little bit more aggressive here. The roster wards will get cleared up, but they still do most of the damage to this Tier 3 tower. Now fresh creep wave coming in.
Ags on H Apparition, which is why Sand King almost died. They'll have another ult in like 10 seconds, but I think they'll lose Rax by then.
It's not even about heroes as much as it is just items. They are out-leveled, they are out-farmed, and decent initiation from Puck, but there's just no damage.
Well, they do defend the base. And it's like all your chips are in the Ancient Apparition basket. He's got the level 2 Ice Blast with Ags. They can kill anyone, pretty much anyone who doesn't have a BKB here if they get the jump on them.
Yeah.
And if they do enough damage, they'll still shatter even through BKB, so... if they can find some pickoffs here, but now the Desolator comes out for Ember, and granted, sure they defended the base, but the Rax is exposed, and there's no glyph now, so one pickoff on any hero who doesn't have buyback, that's Rax, and quite possibly game, because bottom tier 2's down, so they can 2-Rax the enemy team pretty easily if they get a kill.
Yeah, and then just looking around at other inventories here, we mentioned that Butterfly now up on Mantis, and it looks like his Aegis will probably just despawn here. He's got about 55 seconds left on it. I'm not sure Next.kz will want to force a fight in the meantime. There's a Force Snap up on the Rasta, and like you said, Desolator now complete on the Ember Spirit.
Here comes Range Apparition ult, and it's gonna hits equal. You only got the debuff on a couple of these heroes.
Oh, yeah. Be enough to shatter him, but it will do a considerable amount of damage. That Ags upgrade is just so scary.
That's pretty much their best way to defend the high ground here. mech on Next.kz, so they mech up equal, and they'll go in now.
Mantis in the front line, doesn't mind taking some damage here. Has about 50. We'll just focus down the racks. Tron around the backside on the Nyx, looking for an initiation perhaps, but it won't be before the racks go down. Sleight of fist, just doing so much damage with that depth of
Nyx just missed its impale on the side, and, well, forces out Stampede, not too bad.
Alright, range crack has gone down, melee racks will now be the target. That's another wave of crease moving the base. You can see how far back Q and Sane are. They're looking for some way to initiate this, to either get Bane in position or find somebody from Next.kz too far forward to find a keen initiation.
They can just slow roll it though. I mean, like what they're doing, just damage a bit when the enemy team uses a big ultimate like Lycan ult, just back off. Now it's on cooldown for a minute, and this next push should be the Rex. So he dropped a Remnant mid, he's gonna push out top lane this Ember, and then he'll come right back.
Here, nor do they need to be. They know how good a shape that they're in right now.
Here comes Nyx from the backside, but do they have enough damage to kill anyone? He's also carrying their gem, so if he dies here, it's just an even bigger loss.
The action. There's an illusory orb. Pipe comes out onto this creep wave as well. Lycan trying to be fancy with those wolves and pull the creeps off the tower, perhaps.
It doesn't matter. They're gonna have to defend this, or they're just forfeiting.
Down. I'm actually a little bit surprised to see the Mass Serpent wards come down right there. I guess that means Next.kz will back out and perhaps wait for that cooldown rotation before they push bottom, but I thought they would have just saved it to make this bottom push a little bit easier.
Yeah, the Aegis has... Oh, sorry, the Aegis has already expired. It is... Yep. At this point, they're just going to wait for the next Aegis, and then they'll go for the second lane of Rax. And once Q and Sane are down 2 lane of Rax, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Lycan doesn't have boots of travel. Only the Lycan can really push quickly, and he's not going to outpush this entire Next.kz team. Especially since they have Ember, they can just do what they did before. He can just Remnant in the lane where his team's pushing, TP out, go clear the wave, and then go back. So, kind of these split push scenarios, similar to a Morphling with Replicate to some extent, or any hero that's got like a Keeper of the Light on his team. So it makes it really hard to win a base race against a farmed Ember.
Yes.
And I'm saying base race, there's still 3 tier 2s up. Like, as though it mattered, but even if it was closer.
Yeah, very mobile hero indeed. Here, let's see. Actually, not too much following that successful siege. It looks like Centaur is working towards a halberd. If I'm not mistaken, he has the Sange on the courier right now.
You are not mistaken, my friend.
There you go. And there is also an ultimate orb coming out for Mantis on this Gyro. That's interesting. Is he going to be getting a Lincoln's here, or is a Scotty?
Either item's okay. You generally just want
Manta.
You generally want to stack HP against Ancient Apparition because of how the ult works, but. He does have BKB already, so I don't know. Lincoln's would be good. There's a decent amount of single target control, but at this point it's all luxury items. He could even buy like well, pretty much anything. Maybe not a Mask of Madness, but pretty much anything else.
Yeah. Copter, and they will press forward. What a fuck it! Just clearing up that creep wave, doing some harassment as well. And just...
You can see how annoying it is to break the base against Ancient Apparition, though. They are up 20,000 gold, 20,000 experience, better teamfight lineup, better late game lineup, huge teamfight items and initiation, and they still have to slow roll it because of that freaking ult.
Yep, there you go. Mass Serpent wards have come back up, drops them right on top of the tower. Pipe comes out onto the creep wave as well, and the pipe actually used a little bit early, will pop off, or expire rather.
Tower has fallen.
Free tier 2 tower, not a lot of defense coming its way. Puck will blink forward, and Illusory Orb out, still takes a little bit of damage from the Sleight of Fist.
What is their plan here? Like, they're giving up 2 lanes of Rex, not even defending. They had a glyph for the tower, didn't use it. Either GG out or try and fight. What's the plan?
I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest. They're
just sitting here
watching their barracks fall. Yep. Dream Coil comes out, BKB on from the Gyro, call down as well. Looks like now we'll see the fight break out. Big Dumb in the front lines, his BKB is on as well, but too much damage coming his way. He will be able to run back to the well, but that's about it. Beam's Grip comes out on the Centaur, he'll survive as well. And this is just a disaster for Insane. Maybe they'll get a couple of cleanup kills here, but the damage is
Epicenter.
Gyrocopter, he will fall. Epicenter doing a lot of damage as well. Finishes off the Ancient Apparition on the phase shift, then survives for now. Double Edge picking up some kills also. Nyx Assassin, as well as the Lycan have fallen. Down goes the Bane, and that's your GG. Well played. Next.kz will take the victory, 24-17, as they continue to fight outside of the well. That was a really odd final exchange with Q and Insane. They had a clip available that whole time.